Welcome, Ramley. How are my Rams super fans doing today? Today, the Rams just beat the Falcons 31-27. Let's talk about it. All right, guys, let's get it right out in the open. I know a lot of you guys are upset at how this game turned out. It started out amazing, and yet at the end of the game, the score was really close. But I don't think we should really focus on that too much, because some crazy things happened at the end of this game. You know, some things where if we played this game 10 more times, none of this would happen. If you take away that block punt, and you take away that Cooper Kupp fumble, and you take away that 2-point conversion, and you take away that safety, this is a 31-17 game. You know, and honestly, like I said, if we play this game 100 times, that probably would never happen again. So I really don't think we should focus on the score, because the truth of the matter is we dominated at least 85-90% of this game, and it really wasn't even close. What I watched out there was one team that was on one level, the Rams, and the Falcons that were on another level, and it was pretty evident throughout. Going into this game, I really wanted to see this defense, and I wanted to see how this Rams defense was going to respond after getting smacked by the Buffalo Bills, and they responded just how I expected them to. They held Marcus Mariota to under 200 yards passing. He finished with a passer rating of just 81.6, and on the ground, we held them to 90 yards on 3.3 yards per carry. And that's great, seeing that they have a mobile quarterback. It's very hard keeping Marcus Mariota in the pocket, but we did just that. He finished the game with only 6 carries for 16 yards. I honestly, guys, don't know if you guys understand how difficult that is to do. Rookie Drake London had a really good game for the Atlanta Falcons, finishing with 8 receptions for 86 yards and a touchdown. He really didn't face Ramsey much. Kyle Pitts was pretty much held in check with only 2 catches for 19 yards. Speaking of Jalen Ramsey, going into this game, I was hyper focused on Jalen Ramsey. I needed to see what he was going to do today, because he played so bad last game and it was so uncharacteristic of him, and he played phenomenal. I want to say he had 7 targets thrown his way, only 2 completions for 13 yards, and honestly, one of them did go for a touchdown, but if you watch the replay, that wasn't Jalen Ramsey's fault. He was in the zone playing the slot, and he was supposed to have help on the outside, and whoever was playing the outside was just nowhere to be found. So if you look at it like that, he only had 1 catch on him for maybe 2 or 3 yards. And then of course, he had the game-sealing interception at the end of the game. That is the way a champion is supposed to bounce back. I love to see it, because it's no secret, guys, I was really worried about Jalen Ramsey's play dating back to the Super Bowl and of course week 1. So it was really good to see him bounce back in a good way against some really good receivers. Drake London is gonna be a problem for the NFL. Kyle Pitts is gonna be a problem for the NFL, and to see him line up against both of those guys and really hold his own, not even hold his own, to shut them down. I know Drake London had a really good game statistically, but none of those catches really came against Jalen Ramsey. So it was really good to see him back on his A game. Speaking of defense, how good was it to see rookie cornerback Jacoby Durant out there? He had a sack on one play. He gets a huge interception and runs it back for several yards. He looked phenomenal. Hopefully he can use this game as a stepping stone and you know, just keep progressing. Use this as a big confidence boost, because I don't know what happened to Troy Hill. He went out with an injury early on in the game, and that's why Jacoby Durant was on the field a lot. Hopefully Troy Hill is healthy. Hopefully he comes back soon. I have no idea. I'm definitely going to keep my eye out on the injury report and see what's up with Troy Hill. We definitely need him, but it was good to see Jacoby Durant step up in his absence. Ernest Jones led the team with 12 tackles. Ernest Jones is, 2 games into the season, he's definitely taken the next step for me. He's one of our better defenders. He just, every time there's a run stoppage, Ernest Jones is in there somewhere. He looked great. Bobby Wagner looks pretty good too. He finished with a sack. Justin Hollins finished with another sack. I do not know where Leonard Floyd is. I never see him. This is like a weekly thing. I never see him get any pressure on the quarterback. I don't even care about sacks. I just want to see him beat his defender and get pressure on the quarterback, and yet he never does. But yet, once again, like I always say, he's paid like a superstar. I do not get it. And it was a quiet game for Aaron Donald, but when you're getting doubled and triple teamed the whole game, that's gonna happen here and there. So no big deal there. Let's flip to the other side of the ball. Talk about Matthew Stafford. This was the bounce back game we were all hoping to see. Matthew Stafford looked amazing. I know he finished with 2 interceptions, but one of those interceptions was a one-on-one ball. thrown up to his big, tall tight end, Tyler Higbee, and he just, allowed Tyler Higbee to make a play on it. He really didn't. The cornerback made the play and got the interception. The second interception was just a bad throw where he just didn't see the linebacker. He thought the linebacker blitzed, linebacker dropped back in coverage, and he never even seen it. Other than that, I think he started 12 for his first 12 completions, which tied a record for him. He finished the game 27 out of 36, 272 yards and 3 touchdowns, a 100.7 passer rating. He was just great. And even though Cooper Kupp finished the game with 14 targets again, Matthew Stafford did a better job this game spreading the ball around a little more. Tyler Higbee finished with 9 targets. Allen Robinson finished with 5 targets and 4 catches for 53 yards and a touchdown. It was really good to see Allen Robinson get in the mix. Hopefully, his relationship with Matthew Stafford will continue to blossom over the next few weeks, and we can start seeing even bigger games than this because he is definitely talented. I love that goal line fade. Before Matthew Stafford, I hated the goal line fade. I thought that was the worst play in the NFL. Ever since we got Matthew Stafford, he throws a perfect goal line fade every time where nobody could catch it but the receiver. And 9 times out of 10, when he throws that thing up there, it's going to be a touchdown. You've seen him win a Super Bowl with it. He hits Allen Robinson again. He hits Cooper Kupp again right after that here in this game. It's just phenomenal to see. He has a great fade ball. And then we got to give the running game some love. If you look at our statistics, our running statistics, this game was terrible because they counted that safety that Brandon Powell took at the end of the game as a negative 26-yard run, which is laughable, but it is what it is. So on the game, we only finished as a team with 65 yards, 2.5 per carry. But that wasn't the case. Darrell Henderson finished with 47 yards. Cam Akers finished with 44. Cam Akers out-carried Darrell Henderson 15 carries to 10. If you look at Cam Akers' statistics, he finished with 44 yards on only 2.9 per carry, but he did get a lot of carries at the end of the game where we were just kind of wasting the clock, and they knew it, so he was getting stopped here and there. But Cam Akers played a really good game. It was really good to see him bounce back and really take what Sean McVay said to heart, probably, I'm assuming, and really, just focus on these Atlanta Falcons and coming out really good. He ran really hard. Darrell Henderson did his thing too. This running game as a whole, for the first time in a while, looked like we could actually do something. It was very, very, very encouraging to see this running game. And then I got to speak about this offensive line. This offensive line played absolutely atrocious in week 1. And then we got hurt. Brian Allen went out. In comes Tremaine Ankrum. And then I believe on the first drive of the game, Tremaine Ankrum goes out with an injury. And then stepped in A.J. Curry. But our offensive line played really good. If you look at the statistics, Matthew Stafford, it says Matthew Stafford got sacked 1 time for 0 yards. I don't even remember that. I don't know if that was like a Matthew Stafford run and he just got stopped at the goal line. I'm not sure what happened, but Matthew Stafford was protected pretty much the whole game. Atlanta as a whole was only able to amass 2 quarterback hits. So this was exactly what we need from our offensive line. This is why our offense looked so great this game, because Matthew Stafford was protected. I will tell you guys, this week in and week out, it's the same thing. I sound like a broken record. If Matthew Stafford is protected, this offense is going to score points and we're going to move the ball up and down the field with ease. If Matthew Stafford is constantly under duress, we're going to struggle. Pretty much most of last season, Matthew Stafford was protected, and you've seen what happened. Today, Matthew Stafford was well protected, and he put up a great game. Last week, he was just abused, and our offense as a whole was abused because of that. Hopefully, this offense can continue to protect Matthew Stafford. I don't know how significant the injury is to Tremaine Ankrum. I'm sure we'll find out soon. But as long as it's not serious, hopefully, he could get back to play. If not, A.J. Curry played really good. I want to go back and watch some more game tape just to kind of see how well the offensive line as a whole played. But based on my first watch, it was great. Now let's give out that Rams Superfan game ball. Now I could go Matthew Stafford here because he definitely played phenomenal. 3 touchdowns, a passer rating of 100.7, but he did have the 2 interceptions, so I'm not going to go there. And I could split the game ball between Darrell Henderson and Cam Akers and give it to our running game, because for the first time in a very long time, the Rams running game looked really well. And it was great to see Cam Akers respond after being called out by his head coach Sean McVay this week. But I think I really want to highlight how well this Rams defense played and how well this Rams defense bounced back after week 1. This Rams defense held the Atlanta Falcons to under 200 passing yards. This Rams defense held the Atlanta Falcons to only 261 total yards. And after getting abused by the Buffalo Bills on third down last game, I want to say the Buffalo Bills was 9 for 10 last week on third downs. The Atlanta Falcons were held in check on third down, finishing only 3 of 10. This was great to see. Great teams don't always play great. Sometimes they have bad games, but great teams always bounce back after playing bad. Every good team has a great comeback. All of that stuff that they were posting on Twitter about, you know, the comeback is going to be amazing and we're going to train and we're forgetting about week 1. All of that was just talk until they proved it, and they just proved it. And I don't care what the scoreboard said. I don't care how they came back in the fourth quarter. All of those plays were just fluky plays. That block punt wouldn't happen again in a million years. The Rams gave them 2 extra points by stepping out of bounds and getting a safety. There was a 2-point conversion in there. Like, that just, the real score to this game was 31-17. So don't get hung up on the scoreboard. This team played great, this offense played great, the running game played great, and this defense played phenomenal. And that's why this Rams superfan game ball is going to go to none other than Jalen Ramsey. He only allowed 2 catches, and like I said earlier, he really only allowed 1 for under 10 yards, and he had the game-sealing interception. After playing terrible, that's how you play. That's how you bounce back. That's how you let everybody know that you're still the best cornerback in the NFL. And the Rams just let everybody know, and especially their fan base, that, hey, relax. We're good. We got this. Week 1 is gone, and there's a lot of more football to play. On to the Arizona Cardinals, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, but also, and most importantly, hit that bell notification button so you get alerted as soon as a new upload appears. But in the meantime, click right here for more Rams content.